Hare Krishna. So finally, we have reached the last shloka of chapter 8, which is titled as Attaining the Supreme. After speaking so many things, now Krishna is going to give a very, very important gem to all of us. So let's see that in shloka number 28, the last shloka of chapter 8. Vedeṣu yajñeṣu tapaḥsu caiva dāneṣu yat puṇya-phalaṁ pradiṣṭam atyeti sarvam idaṁ viditvā yogī paraṁ sthānam upaiti cādyam. So here Krishna is saying puṇya-phalaṁ pradiṣṭam. So basically the ones who are engaged in devotional service, they get all the pious results. In fact, they surpass all the pious results. Which pious activities are we talking about? Vedeṣu, studying all the Vedic literatures. Yajñeṣu, doing all the sacrifices mentioned in the Vedic scriptures. Tapaḥsu, the ones who are doing lots and lots of austerities. Dāneṣu, the results of charity, giving charity at the right time, at the right place to the right person. So all these pious results a devotee surpasses just by doing devotional service. And it is said, atyeti tat sarvam idaṁ viditvā yogī paraṁ sthānam upaiti cādyam. So simply by performing devotional service, he surpasses all of these. And most importantly, he gets something which no one gets. That is, he attains the supreme abode. So just by practicing devotional service, a person gets the result of all the other yogic processes. And more importantly, he goes back home, back to Godhead, to Krishna, to eternally stay with Krishna and reciprocate and assist in Krishna's pastimes. So let's see some details in this particular shloka. So the first one is about the study of Vedic scriptures. Now Vedic scriptures are always studied under the guidance of a spiritual master, especially in Gurukul. So previously in the Vedic times, at the age of 5 itself, the son or the boy will be sent to the Gurukul to study under the guidance of the Guru. Now Guru will be very strict. Guru will make sure that the person is getting up on time, he's reading all the Vedic scriptures, and doesn't matter, is he a son of a Kshatriya, that is a king, or is he a son of Vaishya, business class? That person will be sent for begging, that boy will be sent for begging. The boy will get the alms begged from different places, different houses, and then he'll give to the Guru. The Guru will cook and offer it to the Lord. And if Guru asks that boy to come and eat, he can come and eat. If suppose the Guru forgets to ask this or tell the student or disciple to come and have food, he's supposed to fast on that day. So this is how strictly the purity will be maintained in the Gurukul. So like this, in Vedic times, in Varnashrama system, it is very much expected that a person should be under the Guru's care from the age of 5 to at least 20. And after that, if suppose the person wants to get married, so after the age of 20 he can go and he can get married, enter the householder's life. Now in householder's life also, he has to strictly follow the rules there. Like for example, giving charity, doing Garbhadhan Samskar. It's not about indulging in sensual activity for pleasure. Using only, the genitals are used only for one purpose, and that is for begetting Krishna conscious children. So very, very strictly following the householder's principles. And after the age of, or around the age of 50, then what happens? The person enters the stage of Vanaprastha. Now Vanaprastha stage is what? The husband and wife, they'll go to forest, or currently they go to Tirthasthali or different pilgrim places. And in that, what happens? They both are detached from each other, they're detached from the family, and they're trying to get attached to Krishna by doing full-time devotional service. And finally, after all this, after Vanaprastha, the person becomes eligible to take sannyas at a certain age, around 60 or 70 or something like that. So like this, someone if follows this very, very strictly, the Varnashrama system, Brahmachari rules and regulations, Grahastha rules and regulations, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi rules and regulations, if it is followed very, very nicely, the person can go to Brahmajyoti. If he is very advanced, he will go beyond that, even to the Vaikuntha planets. So there is a great probability for this. But then, there is so much of steps involved here. So it is said here that the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that one stroke by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of different orders of life. So no tension. Just by doing devotional service, the person can surpass all these different things which are given in each ashram. That is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas ashram. And also in this age, as we have mentioned in previous videos also, that to find out which varna we belong to, am I a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or am I a pure Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, it's very difficult in this age of Kali. So the only solution is to practice devotional service. When we practice devotional service, we surpass all that. So here it is given about, now the next thing that is given here is about the Bhagavad-gita 6 chapters. So 18 chapters are there. So the middle 6 chapters are protected by the 6 chapters on the other 2 sides. Because the middle 6 chapters are the most important ones. So here it is given that if one is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad-gita, especially these middle 6 chapters, in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculations, etc. For one can achieve all the results of these activities simply by Krishna consciousness. Isn't that amazing? Just by reading, understanding the 6 middle chapters of Bhagavad-gita, which are in the section of Bhakti Yoga, what happens? The person becomes a devotee. A person starts practicing devotional service, aspiring to become a pure devotee of the Lord, aspiring to attain Krishna this very lifetime. So such a person is glorified and he surpasses all the pious activities or pious results which are mentioned in this particular shloka. That is reading all the Vedic scriptures, doing all sorts of sacrifices, doing all sorts of austerities and charities. The person will surpass all the pious results of all these. Here it is given, if suppose, what about those people who have little faith in Bhagavad-gita? It's not that everyone will have complete faith in Bhagavad-gita. What about the ones who have little faith in Bhagavad-gita, they want to explore? What should they do? Here it's given. Such a person should learn Bhagavad-gita from a devotee. Because in the beginning of 4th chapter it is said clearly that Bhagavad-gita can be understood only by devotees. No one else can perfectly understand the purpose of Bhagavad-gita. So if suppose we have very little faith, we should learn from a person who has got full faith. That is a devotee. Because what happens is, when we hear from devotees who have full faith, their faith from the heart gets transferred to our heart. Their love for Krishna, which is there in their own heart, that will get transferred to our heart. So it's very important to study Bhagavad-gita, to learn Bhagavad-gita under the guidance of a devotee. We should hear those devotees who are very fixed up in bhakti. We should hear those devotees who are intense in their sadhana and who are eagerly aspiring to attain Krishna this very lifetime. We will also get those qualities. We will also get that intense faith. So, people who have little faith, we have to study or hear from people who have very high faith and complete surrender to Krishna. Not from those people who are like Sanskrit scholars and the ones who are speculators. We try to learn from them. There is no use of that. Max to max, what we will learn? Oh, in this particular shloka, this particular grammatical stuff is there. Oh, this word can be split into 2 like this. So what's the use of all that? We want the essence of Bhagavad-gita. That is, to become an unalloyed devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. So here it is mentioned that when one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad-gita. By advancement in the association of devotee, one is placed in devotional service. And this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name and other features. Many times we have these misgivings when it comes to Krishna's character, Krishna's pastimes. So when we associate with devotees who have full clarity about Krishna, who have complete faith in Krishna, who are surrendered to Krishna, what happens? They will engage us in devotional service. And by that, all that doubt which is there, all that misgivings that is there when it comes to the name, form, quality and pastimes of Krishna, all that will be removed in no time. And the person will start advancing in bhakti very nicely. So here it is said that when these misgivings are removed, what happens? One becomes fixed in one's study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad-gita and attains the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. So the person gets taste now for reading Bhagavad-gita, studying Bhagavad-gita. And he starts feeling that he's always Krishna conscious. It's not just about the feeling, he's actually always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This highest perfectional stage of life enables the devotee to be transferred to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavan, where the devotee becomes eternally happy. This is the power of devotee association. When we associate with pure devotees of the Lord, we will fall in love with Krishna because we are hearing those people who are fallen in love with Krishna. Finally, this is what we need. We need Krishna Prema. That is the ultimate goal of life. And when someone gets Krishna Prema, that person goes back to Godhead to eternally stay with Krishna. So finally, the sum and substance of this particular verse is one should practice devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee, and when this is achieved, automatically rest of the things in life will fall in place. We need not take any tension. So in this way, Krishna has summarized this particular chapter called Attaining the Supreme, glorifying the pure devotional service. So, having completed the entire chapter, let's see entire chapter at one go, all the shlokas together in the next video. Hare Krishna.